From a secret underground bunker somewhere in the Arizona desert, 40 feet below the Earth's surface, two men, aided by their robotic artificial intelligence, Jennifer,
at your service.
hide from their wives and kids to discuss man stuff with interesting and unusual people. These men are the Bunker Boys. We are the Bunker Boys, and we're back.
And we're back.
Better than before.
I hope.
New and improved.
Yeah.
With half the calories.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully this show will take off better than the last one did, because I was brain dead on the last one.
Yeah, you were kind of going to be...
Yeah, like Porky Pig.
Yeah.
I was talking to my son the other day about Porky Pig and about Mel Blanc, who did his voice for so many years. He was not the original voice. There was a guy named, was it Pinton Colvig? No, that was Goofy. Well, I can't remember his name, but anyway.
Pinton Colvig.
Pinton Colvig.
Oh.
Which is a very strange name.
Very strange.
But he was the voice of Goofy. You know, that Walt Disney character?
Never heard of him.
Well, you're Goofy. That's why. But anyway, Porky Pig was voiced by Mel Blanc, and he was the second voice to do Porky. And he had all these characters that he used to do. Amazing, vastly different characters than most people realize. He did Porky, he did Foghorn Leghorn, he did Yosemite Sam, he did Daffy Duck, Tweety Bird, Sylvester the Cat, Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny.
Said that.
Did I say that?
No.
I may
I
have.
thought you did. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's hard to remember, but maybe I did.
It's hard to remember what you just said.
It's hard to remember to forget. Sometimes.
What?
So anyway, one of my favorite guys is Mel Blanc, and I think he's amazing.
I drew a blank.
Yeah. Do you ever want to do cartoon voices?
Duh. I thought I taught one.
I always thought it would be fun to be a cartoon voice.
That would be.
But alas, no one has come knocking at my door, so maybe I'll get my son to be a cartoonist, and then he'll hire me. That'll be fun. He draws pretty well. Do you ever see some of his drawings? He does some superheroes he draws. You know, we're going to have to explain this laughter, and then it's going to be embarrassing for both of us. He won't believe what just happened. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, here we are. You able to breathe now? Don't make me explain that. It'll be embarrassing.
I won't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
kids.
I know.
Thanks,
It's
kids.
disappointing when Uncle Garth doesn't tell you the whole story,
Exactly.
isn't it? What kind of stories can you tell us, Uncle Garth? Anything?
Well, let me tell you.
How about an embarrassing story from your childhood?
Oh.
Or from your adulthood? That's okay.
The adulthood would probably be better.
Okay. Anything funny that ever
Once
happened?
upon a time, I was driving down the road.
Yeah? No, not that one. How can you tell that without really embarrassing yourself?
Yeah. Actually, I have nothing to say.
Okay. Maybe it's all for the better. Oh, I can tell a cute one, sort of. I was hosting a show at a theater in the Round, and it was for Liberace. I was supposed
Theater in the Round.
Yeah, that's when they have a stage that rotates.
Oh, okay.
There's not a bad seat in the house because
Got ya.
everybody can see so well.
Right. That's what they call it, theater in the Round.
There you go. Yep, you've put two and two together, Sherlock, and you're now at the scene of the murder. So in the theater in the Round, and I'm introducing Liberace. He's going to come out on stage in a few minutes. And I tell everybody who I am and what radio station I work for and whatnot. That's why I was there.
Were you standing at a podium?
I was just standing in the stage.
Oh, and you're going in circles? Weren't you getting dizzy?
Well, they didn't start the spinning until the entertainer came out. But
Oh.
I kind of walked around and saw everybody and told them who I was. And I said, you know, you could put a face with a voice. And now you know what I look like. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the show.
Were you nervous?
A little bit. I'm always a little bit nervous when I publicly speak.
I don't blame you.
So I go out there, and we had fun, and everybody was warm. And I said, Liberace will be out in just a few minutes, and I hope you enjoy the show.
I said, thank goodness, get off the stage.
Get the hook. Drag that kid off the stage.
Okay.
I was in my early 20s,
Oh, wow.
Or mid-20s. So I walk off the stage thinking I had done a nice job. And as I'm walking through the crowd, this lady grabs me by the arm that's sitting on the aisle.
Said, you suck.
No, she didn't. She says, "Oh, I thought it was so nice of you to do the show, and it's so nice to see who you are, and it's nice to meet you." And she shakes my hand, and I said, "Oh, it's lovely to meet you too." And Gladys, or whatever her
I'm
name was.
Liberace's mom.
No.
Oh.
No, I'm afraid she was long past by that time. So I keep walking up the aisle, and this other lady shakes my hand, and she goes, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you." And on the other side of the aisle, somebody else does it. And about the fourth person.
And then they finally go, "Who are you?"
No, they knew who I was. The fourth person stops me, and she goes, "Chris, come here." And I'm leaning down to hear what she has to say, and she goes, "Your fly is wide open."
Oh, my goodness.
And I look down, and my white tuxedo shirt is
sticking
sticking
through.
out my fly. So I go, "Oh, well, it's all over now."
Yep.
Nobody had any pictures. That was good. That was before
my
digital cameras.
goodness.
Or before they were, everybody had one, and they didn't have cell phones like
Yeah,
they do now.
back then they had the flat cameras. Remember the real long
The
flat
110
cameras? The
Instamatics.
110 Yep.
And you had to go to the what was it? Photo Hut?
Yep. Photo Hut, I think it was.
Was it called that? I forget.
I believe it was.
And
Well, you could take them. Yeah, you could take them anywhere and get it developed. But
Yeah, and you have to wait 7 to 10 days for your
Right.
film to come back. And then you were so excited to go thumb through your pictures. And then somebody came up with 1 hour photo. We can do it in 1 hour. Why wait? And then the digital cameras came out.
exactly.
But Polaroid was out before then.
Well, of
The land
course,
cameras.
Polaroid.
My grandfather, believe it or not, he was kind of hip in those days. He had a land camera before we did, but it was black and white instant photos. And then he went from the black and white ones to the color film. They came out shortly thereafter. But that was kind of a cool thing.
Well, we know. Colored film.
Colored film.
I took photography in high school.
Yeah?
Got kicked out, of course, but
Wow.
yeah, I took photography. I think I had it for 2 years. Got kicked out the second year.
No kidding. Why did you get kicked out?
Class clown.
Oh.
Because I
couldn't
used
be serious.
I used to go to races, race cars.
Drag racing?
Not
or-
drag racing, but Formula A cars.
Oh, okay.
We used to go take pictures of those, and
Those are cool looking cars.
aren't they?
They got the hydrofoil on the back.
Right. And we used to go there and take pictures and blah, 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 and plus motocross also. And I knew the teacher pretty darn well. I thought he was
Or you
cool.
thought you did.
I thought I did. But I guess I got too carried away in the classes and thought I was, Mr. Cool or something. And the reason why I got kicked out is I was shooting a basket with a wad of paper into the waste paper basket. And I shot it in there, and all the kids went, "Yeah," because it was a long ways away. And I shot it in there. Yeah. Mr. DeVito goes, "That's what they did." And my teacher, Mr. DeVito, he says, "Garth, if you do that one more time, you're out of here." Okay, so 20 minutes went by. I go, "Watch, I'll turn it." Watered up the paper. Shot another basket and made it. "Yay! Garth, get out. Don't ever come back." Whoops.
Uh-oh.
So I just walked out and went home. And I think because it was my sixth class anyway.
You talk funny.
I think my tongue got stuck in my false teeth.
Fuffering fuckatash.
That too. But no, I just, got kicked out.
Oh, jeez.
That was it.
I was a good kid. I never got kicked out, but I did have a teacher that would not be happy with me because I had her for the last class of the day.
You had herpes for the last class?
No,
What?
no, let's spin that back now. I had her for the last class of the
Because
day.
it sounded like you said herpes.
I'm glad you didn't repeat that. So that's how rumors get started, you see.
I know. That's why I did it.
I know. You're just a troublemaker.
I am.
If you
See?
do that again, I'm going to throw you into the trash basket and kick you out.
Can roll me out.
But she didn't like it because I would call off, and so would my buddy Carl, and we would just take that class because it was the last period of the day, and we knew our homework very well. We knew what was expected of us, and we would always call one of the other guys that we went to school with and say, "Hey, what are the assignments?" so we know what we're doing. And since we had a handle on it, we felt comfortable in taking that part of the day off. So if we had to go somewhere, and he was in ROTC, And sometimes we were in band and had to do band functions or practice and whatnot. And we ended up, cutting that class. So she'd come in, she goes, "Why do you always cut my class? Why is it? My class is just as important, maybe more so than the other classes." I said, "Because it's the end of the day and I have to be somewhere. You should be in class. That's what you should be doing." She goes, "I'm going to talk to the principal about this." I said, "It won't do you any good. I'm 18 years old." My parents started me in school late because of my birthday being late in the year. So I could have been graduated a year earlier than I did, but they decided to start me in school later. And I'm glad they did, because I was one of the oldest kids in the class. So when it was time at the end of my 12th grade year, I could just sign myself out if I wanted to.
Because you're 18?
I was 18. So there wasn't a thing they could do about it, but it was kind of funny that she would always get angry. She goes, "If you guys don't do well on the test, then I'm going to have a fit, and I'm going to rub your face in it."
What class was this?
I think it was some algebra or algebra 2
math.
or
Forget that.
pre-calc or something. But I was not great at calculus, but I was good at algebra.
I wasn't good at anything. I think I got an F- in math.
Yikes.
Mr. Stone.
Mr. Stone. Why is it always the hardest names for the hardest courses?
I don't know, but...
We had a teacher that was a Mr. Bone.
Really?
Yes. Mr. Bone.
Bone?
Yes.
Wow.
And he's a friend of my family to this day.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, I don't see him often, but my brother does.
A teacher?
Yeah.
He's still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he's an interesting fellow.
Boy, you're a young person, aren't you?
Not so. I'm 56.
You look a lot.
I like 55?
No.
I may sound a little younger than that, but no, I'm 56.
I'll be darned, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I'm only 47, and I feel great.
But you look like you're 23 in those short skirts.
I think you know what, that's...
You still have good legs. Let's just put it out there. You know?
You like my thighs?
Only the ones you cook and fry and bring over.
No, look at the hair on this one.
You're supposed to burn the hair off with a match, aren't you?
No, you shave it.
You shave it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Are we talking about the same thing here?
Probably not.
I don't think so. I think one of the most embarrassing situations I ever ran into, and this may get around back to the guy who I was visiting, a friend of mine I went to school with. We had a tree house, and we all decided we were going to brave it in the middle of, quit crossing your eyes. We were all going to brave it and sleep out there. It was like early spring. I think it was like April.
I like
Mr.
April.
Garth.
I can't stop laughing.
It was April, and it was cold at night. It was still getting down to almost freezing. And I told my dad, we want to camp out in this tree house. He goes, "You're going to freeze your noogies off." And I said, "I don't know what my noogies are, but if I freeze them off, you'll have to pay for it for saying that." No, but I said, we'll be warm enough. We'll be fine. And so he said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "Well, take sleeping bags, and they're good down to freezing. At least these ones were. They weren't the feather type. They were
Fiberfill.
Fiberfill, right. And then I had a winter jacket that was down. It was really thick. And I said, I'll just be able to sleep in that if nothing else. So I round up a bunch of sleeping bags because some of the guys didn't have any. And we sleep in the tree house. And we decided there weren't enough sleeping bags.
Now, where was this tree house?
It was up in a tree.
Where?
In Ohio.
Was it on your property?
It was on my friend's property.
Oh, okay.
It was behind his house.
All right.
And they didn't have much property, and I think they had like one tree, and that was it, and the treehouse was built in it. So it was behind the house, and we slept.
I'd get rid of that friend. He doesn't have much property in one tree. Dang. Okay, go ahead.
And I don't even know if the tree bore fruit, so there. So we don't have enough sleeping bags for everybody.
Was it a fruit tree?
Extra, I would imagine it's an apple tree. So, thanks. I can't keep my mind straight as it was.
From your thinking?
No, not yet.
Okay, good.
So we unzipped the sleeping bags to sandwich them for everybody because there was one guy extra. Then we had sleeping bags. I said, we'll just open them up and we'll just make them blankets, and then we'll sleep in our clothes and stay warm.
So you were the head of all this.
Not really. I just talked sense to most of them. So we're sleeping in the bags, and the next thing I know, I'm freezing because I'm at the end, and everybody else has got the blankets or the sleeping bags that have been opened. So I get up in the morning. Now, that's not the embarrassing part. That's just to tell us the setup to the story. So the next morning, we get down there, and I didn't expect to be fed breakfast, but his mom says, hey, why don't you guys come in, and I'll make you breakfast. Well, she came out, and she decided she was going to change the light bulb on the outside porch light because it had died, and she had discovered that the night before. So she came out to change it. She got this ladder out, and I was one of the last guys out of the treehouse. So I was waiting for the other guys to climb down the ladder, and as I'm waiting, I'm watching her change the bulb. She's an attractive woman, okay? And she's used to getting attention, apparently, and as I would assume she would. And she goes to put the light bulb in, and she almost drops it. And so I went, whoa! Well, the way I said it, she took it to mean that I was staring at her buttocks.
Oh.
Like, whoa, you know? And she turned around and gave me this dirty look, and I went, well, why would I get that look? I didn't mean anything by that. I meant, whoa, you almost dropped the light bulb.
Right.
And she just took it the wrong way. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then I had to eat breakfast in front of her. It's like, and she avoided me, like eye contact. I never got to explain that. So I told this guy what happened. I said, I just want you to know. Yeah. I said, just tell her that's not what I was saying whoa about. She almost dropped the bulb. I thought it was very obvious why I was saying whoa.
So she was conceited.
I don't know.
She thought you were looking at her butt, you know.
But that's
maybe
the way I took it.
That's why she was out there. Who knows?
Well, maybe I was wrong. I don't know. Maybe she didn't think that, but that by her reaction,
right?
I took it that way.
But maybe she also got mad at you or upset with you because you saw her almost drop the bulb.
Oh, that's possible too, I guess.
You know, you never know about women.
But that was embarrassing for me because then I had to climb down the ladder, and I'm thinking, she's thinking this about me, and I'm not.
And then I bet you know what she was doing when you were climbing down that ladder, looking at your butt, and she said, "No,
no."
See?
No, that's a no from me. And,
oh,
and you're not going on to round two, so
Whoa.
it's a no from me.
Whoa.
I've been watching too much of those music and contest shows. It's a no for me. I'm not going to put you on to second round.
Word.
Oh, do you watch those?
No.
Does that mean
Whoa.
I don't go on to round two?
Whoa. No.
I like those shows.
I
They're
don't.
fun.
Billy likes them too.
Why don't? What's about them that you don't like?
They're phony. They're just too phony for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think they're phony.
Even though I sing and play music, and there's just too phony for me.
Huh.
Just like American, whatever that was. I don't know if
American
you can
Idol.
say it, but
Oh yeah, you can say it.
American Idol, I hated that. I liked it at first, but then it just got too phony and political and every other thing. You know, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. What I didn't like was when they would come out and every time they would tell a sob story. My father passed away of cancer, and I know he's looking down on me. Guess what? He's not looking down. He's dead. He's not looking anywhere. He is dead, and you will not see
limbo.
him. Yeah, he's with the Lord right now, and he'll be reincarnated at some point. But, and that just irritates me when I hear that. He's looking down on us. No, he's not. Okay, now I've said my piece. And that's according to the Bible, by the way, if anyone wants to look that up.
Wow. Babaloo.
Thank you, Babaloo. Babalooey? No, Babalooey was
That was a Babalooey and hey, Babalooey.
the donkey, Babalooey, which I thought was a pig for years. And it was Quick Draw McGraw. Thank you, Quick Draw.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Babalooey. Babalooey. Okay.
He was the horse.
Yeah, he was a horse, of course.
Right, when he had two guns and cowboy hat.
Yep. And then he became El Kabong. Wow.
Did you know the color orange was named after the fruit and not the other way around?
It's time for more Strangities. That's a new word, Strangity.
Strangity?
Yes. According to BuzzFeed, there are several top reasons. I could have sworn it was raining. Top reasons that people are afraid of something. They have 23 of them.
Afeared?
Yes, afeared. That's an old way of saying it. 1920s.
Yeah, afeared.
He's afeared. Okay, here are some of the top reasons people are afraid of things, or things that people are afraid of.
Spit it out.
I'm trying to spit it out. Falling through a grate on a sidewalk.
Well, okay.
You ever walk over a grate and think, oh man, if this gives way. I've done that on those bridges. You ever see those bridges with the steel grates?
Yes.
They have no pavement?
Yes.
And you can look right down into the water?
Yes.
Or wherever it's crossing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is your name Garth?
Yes.
Okay. How about getting stuck in a tunnel during an earthquake?
Yes.
And being crunched?
Oh, just crushed with everything falling on you?
Yeah.
Thought of that.
Yeah. I do that every time I drive through the tunnel in downtown Phoenix.
Downtown, yep.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Isn't there buildings and everything on top of that?
There's a park or something on one of them, I think. Some
What do they
grassy
call?
area.
What do they call that? The
Deck
Cybrid
Park
tunnel.
The Deck Park Tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about putting your shoes on only to discover a spider has made it its home?
You know what fears me?
What?
Putting my shoes on backwards.
Well, just don't do it.
Oh.
Don't put them on backwards. I put them on frontwards, but on the wrong feet, just to be interesting.
Try putting
People
them on,
notice.
Put them on backwards one day
That really
and
hurts.
see what happens.
You can't go 2 feet. Oh, see what I did there? I'm so sorry.
You're smart. Okay, go ahead.
How about driving behind a semi that has a loose load and it falls out and hits your
Well,
windshield?
don't drive behind it.
Well, sometimes you don't have much of a choice, but yeah.
Pull off the side. I would pull off the side of the road.
Well, sometimes you can't if you're stuck in freeway traffic.
Well, if you're not going fast.
What if a meteor hits you and you can't? Never mind.
Well, that's a different story.
No, you get stuck behind somebody in 4 lanes of traffic. It's wall-to-wall traffic. You can't move. You're
Don't
stuck.
be there in the first place. Move.
Well, yeah. I guess you have to slow down and get back up a little bit.
Move up here.
Yeah, move up here. Get away from traffic at 5,200 feet above sea level. But I've seen. Wow, that was good. Did you down that in one drink?
Uh-huh.
People that drive in trucks have these loose loads. Sometimes they fall off, and if you're ever behind a truck hauling cars, like to a dealership,
I agree
that
on that
always crosses my mind.
Yep.
My little pea brain of a mind.
You see those cars bouncing around. You see them.
Yeah. And what if you're OCD?
Get out of there.
One of the things people with OCD get weirded out about is leaving something on at home. Do you ever get to the point where you're like, did I leave the coffee pot on? I don't want the house to burn down.
That's what Mary and I do all the time.
I know 2 girls.
I
that
mean,
left-
we don't have the problem, but we'll be halfway to work or something going in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Did you turn a coffee pot off?
Don't remember. I'm not going back to look. Hope the house is still there.
Well, why didn't you think about that before we left?
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
But see, we're just doing it all in fun because we make sure we shut everything off.
Yeah, you have to because you're so far away from work. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know 2 girls that burnt their houses down with curling irons
Oh my! Well, I could see that.
because they left them plugged in and they walked out the door.
Oh my hair is beautiful. I'm leaving.
Yep. Well, unplug first, then leave. Some people leave
I
the
bet
stove
they
on.
won't do that again, or maybe so.
I hope not.
You never know.
I mean, it doesn't look too good if it happens twice. Something's wrong. Here's another fear. Having a bug crawl into your ear and lay eggs while you're sleeping.
Oh,
That would be spooky. That's not a way you'd want to go. I know I've gotten flies in my ear before. Have you ever had that? Mm-mm. Oh, that's horrible. And it just buzzes in there and you can't get it out. So what we ended up doing, my mother, the genius that she is at home, she got cooking oil out and she poured it into my ear and it drowned the bug.
Right.
So at least it stopped buzzing. And then we got tweezers and got it pulled out. But that was nasty.
I saw that on a show one time. I forgot what the name of the show was, but the guy had a moth fly into his ear. He couldn't get it out,
Yeah, I think I've seen that one.
and it was buzzing around in there. And they did the same thing. They used olive oil or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's harmless to you,
Drowned
but
it, yeah.
kills the bug. How about another fear? Choking on food when you're home alone and no one's there to help you, and then they find your body days later. My wife and I have a joke about that. We always joke about death because what else can you do? But we were talking about it, and I said, you know what happens if I die home and alone and say you're off on a cruise with the girls and I'm here with the 2 dogs, the dogs are going to eat my face. So
Ew.
they do that. Dogs will eat. If they have nothing to eat, they will eat whatever's there.
Yeah, well, of
It's
course
happened.
They will.
They don't mean to hurt you. They're just hungry.
They're hungry.
All right, here's another fear. And this is something that kind of weirds you out a little bit. Did you open an adult barley pop? I see it.
You did.
Cool and refreshing. How about having a rat or a snake crawl up your sewer pipe when you're sitting on the commode? Did that ever cross your mind?
Not really,
In New York, it's happened.
but I've had it almost happen here.
Yeah?
Come out of the bathtub.
A rat came out of the bathtub?
Not a rat, but a snake.
Yikes.
A snake and centipedes.
How on earth would... Now, you could see a centipede because
Centipede,
they're
and the centipedes were like,
10 inches long.
yeah,
Yeah. And they're big up here.
big centipedes.
We grow 'em big up here.
That we do.
But rats, you can't understand how a rat or a snake would get there because you've got all that dirt piled up on your septic. How could they even get in there?
I don't know. I wondered the same thing.
And then through all the sewage, and then they have to crawl up the pipe. The odds are pretty slim.
And this happened like a year after the house was up.
Really? That would be freaky. Was it a rattler?
No, it was a baby bull snake.
Well, I killed a rattler a few weeks ago. You got to see that.
Yeah, I never saw
You
it.
saw the picture, didn't you? Mm-mm. I didn't show you the picture?
No.
I'll have to show it to you.
You told me about it.
Yeah.
That's when your brother-in-law and brother and sister-in-law were.
Yeah, we were all up here, and my wife went to walk to the battery shed to get something, and when she walked past there, she goes, "Hey, honey, come here," and she didn't have a flashlight. And I made her come back and get one, and I said, "Here." She was walking to the shed without a flashlight. Yeah, but the moon was sort of bright, so it wasn't a big deal. But I handed it to her, and I said, "Here, you'll need this." And she says, "Look over here." And I said, "It's good you had the light.
Yeah,
You'd have stepped on that thing, and then we'd had to take you to the hospital."
probably.
And they're nasty. They can cause so much damage because they're like one of those, well, they're spiders, that brown recluse.
Yep.
The venom does the same
Flesh-eating,
thing.
yeah.
It's almost flesh-eating.
Tears everything up.
Yeah, it gets hollow underneath, and then it's bad. And it can cause infection, and people have lost limbs because of it,
And their life.
and their life if it's bad. How about another fear people have is hiking on some remote cliff, falling down, and never being found in the crevice.
I have dreams like that.
Do you?
Reoccurring dreams sometimes like that.
Okay.
And but my best reoccurring dreams is when I'm flying.
Yeah, that's a pretty common thing people have.
I love to fly in my dreams.
I don't do that very often. But, these wings can't get me off the ground anymore. I got to lose some weight.
Lose some weight and you'll fly like an eagle.
I'm the tooth fairy, and I'm now overweight.
Here's a quarter. Now give me your tooth. It's only a quarter anymore. I thought I went up to $1.
Now the tooth fairy's roughing kids up for their teeth. Here, give me your teeth.
Smack.
Here's 50 cents. There's
Mommy,
$1.
Mommy, I had 4 teeth. Now I only have 2.
Well, I got $1.75.
Yeah, but now I'm rich.
We're gonna have to produce that. That'd be funny. The tooth fairy. Oh, right, racking kids upside the head to get their teeth.
No, but getting back to the dream thing, I have a dream, not all the time, but
Recurring.
about being on cliffs or high spots. I get paranoid, like I can't move anymore because I'm looking down, and if I try to get off this area that I'm in, I know I'm going to fall, and it's just, I hate it.
Dear.
Your guest has arrived.
Oh, who could it be now?
I don't know. Who's behind the door?
Oh, hello. I'm Major Master. Christopher, come on over here.
What are you doing here?
Well, I just thought I'd drop in.
How did you get in the building?
Your wife let me in? Jennifer
That's
let
not my
me
wife.
in.
Jennifer, did you let him in?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
I want Garth back. Oh my gosh.
Okay, folks, I'm back.
Good. I thought maybe you hit your head there and something was drastically wrong. But so you have a flying dream, and where do you fly to?
Oh, all over the place. I remember one time I was up over my neighborhood, and it looked real. It was like I was over my neighborhood.
That's pretty
One of my
cool.
old neighborhood, just looking at all the tops of the roofs and stuff. Just like, with our drones and stuff, look at the top of the roof. No, I remember that. That's so-and-so's backyard.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. When you are ready to take off, is it when the wind is blowing at you? Do you feel wind push
No.
against you and then you're able to take off? That's how it is for me. I have to get this wind blowing against me, and then I can lean into it, and then I start flying.
I just kind of like crouch down and jump, and there I go.
I'd like to see that.
It's not like Superman or nothing like I just up and go in between telephone poles and telephone wires, and sometimes I get too close to telephone wires, and then I'm not gonna make it through them, and then I wake up.
So you lose some control somehow.
Right.
When I'm doing it, I have to
I
keep
think
swimming.
I think when I lose control, that's when I'm waking up.
Right. You sense that something's not right or different, changing.
I love it.
That's funny.
I do.
I always have to, like I'm swimming. I'm swimming through the air. I have to keep moving, otherwise I fall. But I can also hover by just flapping my hands, and I can, have my feet perpendicular
You're
to the
like
ground.
a fairy.
No.
We'll start calling you Peter
It just sounds wrong. Peter Pan.
or Tinker.
Tinker Bell. No, I don't think that fits either. Sorry.
I like Tinker
I
better.
am Tinker Bell. I'm here to
Hey, you like my wings? Call me Tinker Bell.
give me your teeth. Oh, that's the other guy. Sorry.
That's Tooth Fairy. Sorry.
I still want to produce that. It'd be funny. I'm here for your teeth. Your what? Oh, that's my front tooth.
Not anymore. It's mine.
It's mine. I'm going to cold cap it for you. I'll bring it back in a week or two.
Oh dear.
How about having someone break into your bedroom while you're asleep? Does that ever cross your mind?
No.
Doesn't bother you, huh?
No.
How about being trapped in an elevator and then plunging to your death?
Never thought of it.
Yeah, that would be an exciting way to go.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
There's no excuse for you.
I know. I'm just one of them kind of people.
How about it getting your shoelace caught on an escalator and being dragged down with it?
Oh, jeez.
People actually have these fears.
Don't you think you could just break your shoelace and get away?
I don't think so. My shoelaces are pretty strong. But my cousin stuck his hand
Buy
in
the
it.
breakaways.
The breakaway. Yeah, I'm going to buy breakaway. You mean the breakaway shoes like the Velcro?
No, breakaway shoelaces.
They sell those?
Yes. That's
No.
just for that problem.
For the escalator problem?
Mm-hmm. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, look it up.
Okay.
Okay, look it up.
We're being sold a bill of goods here, folks. That's not true. Can't be. Okay, now back to the show.
Yes, back
How
to
about
the-
coming home and fearing that an intruder is hiding somewhere in your house?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not afeard of it.
Or afraid of it.
That either. But
See, you used that old term that I used. Afeared.
Well, that's what we were
feared.
talking about, the fear.
Well, fear.
I'm not afeard of it.
Okay. How
I
about
might be afraid of it, but I'm not afeard of it.
okay, having someone accidentally open the emergency exit while you're on an airplane sitting next to the door?
Well, I make sure I don't sit next to the door, and I don't give a damn.
Well, there you go. That takes care of that.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I always, when I fly, I keep my seatbelt on.
I do too, unless I have to go potty.
Well, of course.
Then I get up and use it. But, I always keep the seatbelt on. I'll tell you a story. One of my old girlfriends flew to Hawaii right after that Hawaiian jet lost its top. Did you ever hear about that?
Who lost their top?
The airplane lost its...
The canopy.
Lost its facade. Its canopy. Canopies. Anyway, it lost it.
They were eating when that happened?
No, let's not confuse the story. It lost its top, and there were people that were pulled out by the air pressure, and people pulled them back in. And the one woman that did pass away was a flight attendant, and she was sucked out immediately from the air pressure change. But my girlfriend at the time flew into Hawaii I think it was the next day or so.
On the same plane?
No, different plane. Oh. Because that was, there's an economy flight you want to take. We can't get anybody to ride this for some reason. But hey, tickets are $25.
$25.
We'll get somebody on here. But she said she saw the plane and took pictures of it. That was...
Yeah, did they ever find out how that happened, I wonder?
They did. There was some crack in in the fuselage, and it hadn't been discovered. And that's when they started X-raying planes more often.
Oh, good.
To make sure there weren't any cracks.
What year was that? In the 80s? 80s, early 90s maybe?
Probably early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. How about the store alarms going off when you didn't steal anything? You're walking out, people are afraid of that.
They fear over that?
They want to have attention drawn to them. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a common one. Having your legs dangle off the bed and having something grab it from underneath the bed.
Well, that's happened when I was a kid.
It happened?
No, that
fear happened.
that fear.
Okay, yeah.
Even when I was little, I remember that.
I know.
Laying in bed and thinking about a monster underneath the bed. So what I would do, because my dream was being a fisherman. I always wanted to fish my whole life.
The Gordon's fisherman?
Yep, with the yellow jacket. No. So I'd lay there and, I go, okay, dream about Marlin, and
Marlon Perkins?
No, well, him too. He was sports afield, wasn't he? Marlin Perkins.
No, it was Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Wild Kingdom, exactly. But yeah, I would, like people, okay, think about sheep jumping over a fence, right, to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, this is Marlin. I'm dreaming of Marlin.
Jumping Marlin.
Jumping in the water.
Wonderful.
Well, that's what I
Sounds
thought.
fishy to me.
But it was very fishy.
How about dropping a newborn baby? I never feared that. Kids are tough
Me either.
anyway.
I don't like kids.
Oh, you do too. You're a grandfather.
Well, it didn't say I have to like them.
You like them.
I know.
You're such a punk.
I'm just being obnoxious right now. I'm sorry.
And finally, the last one.
Thank gosh.
Fearing that someone is always watching you through your laptop camera. Well, that doesn't affect you at all, does
Put a
it?
piece of tape over it.
Exactly. Yeah, you can always show them something they don't want to see, right?
Geez, where are you? Well, what is that? Is that some sort of elephant? No.
No.
Oh, it's a cow.
Not an elephant. All right, I've got a question for you.
What?
Do you ever have a crush on a teacher?
Yes, I have. Tell you honest goodness truth.
Really?
I think, gosh, that was in 4th grade or.
Fourth grade.
Yeah.
My son won't even look at girls, and he's 14. He's like, oh, I don't want to deal with women. I said, that's going to change.
Yeah, not yet. Anyway.
Real soon. But so you had a crush on a teacher. I had a couple crushes, I guess. Nothing major. I mean, I wasn't heartsick over anybody.
Well, I wasn't heartsick over it.
Because I knew, well, actually, one of them was married anyway. But, you just thought they were attractive or cute.
Yes.
So yours was, well, to a teacher. What kind of class did she teach?
It was just, what kind of class?
I mean,
was
what
4th grade.
Okay. Well, did she teach art or math, or was it your teacher for the whole?
My teacher for the whole year.
Whole year. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they did back then.
Yeah.
You had one teacher.
Well, when you get a little older, then you change classes, and I guess that's junior high.
That's junior high, yes.
Now, did you guys call it junior high, or was it middle school?
Junior high.
Yeah, we did too. And was yours 7th, 8th, and 9th grade?
Nope. 7th and 8th for junior high, and then 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th for high school.
See, ours was 7th, 8th, and 9th for junior high, and then high school was 10, 11, and 12.
But see, that's why the people from my high school are like this now.
Really?
Yeah,
Like that?
like me.
Because
No, Mrs. Canoga. It was in North Whittier Elementary School.
she might still be alive. You got to be careful.
I don't think so.
She was 92 at the time.
No, actually, no, she was pretty young. She was Oriental. She was
You thought she was cute.
very, very good looking. She had her hair up, and then that was in
Like a beehive?
the 60s.
Yes. Everything was beehive.
Right, basically.
That was the cool hairdo, I guess. I don't know who told them that was cool.
I don't either.
I mean,
but
cactus wrens could move in there.
yeah, she was pretty cool. I knew she was married and everything, so I knew I couldn't have her. Like, oh, man.
She couldn't be your wife. I'm
Right.
so sorry. Jennifer, do you ever have a crush on a teacher?
No.
Well, you never went to school. Well, her teacher is Smitty.
Smitty, yeah, that's right.
He teaches her all the stuff she needs to know and programs her. What do you think about this human relationship stuff?
Interesting.
Yes, we are interesting.
Yeah, she's going to try to study us probably.
So did you have one? Did you have a crush
Well,
on a teacher?
yeah, I had a couple. I don't want to mention names, but there was one very attractive teacher that I thought was really nice, but she was married.
Right.
We had a couple of
Most of them were
attractive-
back then.
Yeah. We had a couple of young ones too that were attractive. And it's funny how you see little kids getting attached to their teachers. And the teacher will go out on maternity leave and they'll all be upset that their favorite teacher's gone, and because she always treats them like family, you know. And that's nice. Teachers are underrated for the most part.
That they are.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tell you, I owe a debt to several teachers. One in particular that for music, Mr. Reader. He was our grade school music teacher.
I thought he was your reading teacher.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be. He should be, right? He would make us listen to Bolero and to Rimsky-Korsakov with Night on Bald Mountain, which worked out well for me. I'm emulating it now. All these different things that are classical pieces, and they're well known. I mean, you would know them if somebody played them. You'd recognize the melody. But he always would talk to us about how the song was written or what it was written about. And it always gave you the picture when you listened to the music. So I always thought that was a cool thing, to know the story behind the song and to understand it better. And then that allowed me to, when I started writing music for these audiobooks that I've done, and to write music for television, to come up with themes. Like, you know, dramatic themes are chase scenes require fast strings. If something's dark or ominous,
Right.
you have to create that with certain instrumentation.
Right.
Or slow pace, or changing things, or being dramatic with it. So he taught me a lot about that, how to listen to something and to really take it apart. And that's been invaluable to me in writing
Listen
music.
to this.
No, don't do it.
No, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
I thought you were going to make a rude noise.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Let's
call it a rude
I
noise.
just
anyway.
had to interrupt you.
That's all right.
I like interrupting you
You're
because
such
you get
a good-
upset with me.
No, I just get lost. My train of thought is
Exactly.
my brain's a sieve some
That's what I'm
days.
trying to do.
Yeah, well, you're good at that.
I thank you.
You're like the annoying orange on YouTube.
Aren't I?
Yeah. Did you ever see that?
No.
Annoying orange? Look it up. You'll be annoyed. It'll annoy you too. Even you will be annoyed.
Even I will be annoyed.
Yep. Avoid the annoyed.
Avoid the annoyed.
That was a thing for Pizza Hut, wasn't it?
I don't
Avoid the
know.
Noid. He was the Noid. In fact, they have a stuffed doll with the Noid. He had long
I thought
ears.
that was a roid.
That's another story.
Oh, then I wrote.
You know, one show we should start doing some music or writing some goofy song. Maybe write a Chris and Garth jingle for the bunker. Wouldn't that be funny?
Let's write a Garth and Chris jingle.
Okay, a Garth and Chris jingle.
No, we'll do
Or
it.
a Smitty
We'll
Garth
do it
and
your
Chris
way.
jingle. Or a Jennifer Smitty Garth and Chris jingle. And so on and so on and so on.
And so on and so off and so and so.
Well, here we are at the end of another episode of The Bunker Boys. Underground, ground. That sounds like a horse. Or a couple of coconuts. I don't know which.
I like coconuts.
I like coconuts too. I guess we learned something
We're
else about
nuts.
each other. We're a couple of coconuts.
Yes.
Well, we got more to talk about. We have never-ending talk.
Oh, wasn't it that when the
What?
you,
Spit it
more,
out.
You're more able to die from coconut falling from a tree than you are in a jet crash or something.
Yeah. That was one of your words of wisdom in an earlier show.
It was in an earlier show, yeah.
Yeah. But enough about coconuts and you. Let's talk about the end of the show.
Oh,
Hey, if you want to check out what we've got on our webpage, podbean.com. So you can look us up on podbean.com, or even write us if you wish at bunkerboysunderground@gmail.com.
well, how are they going to look it up on? They're already listening to it.
I don't know. We are the Bunker Boys.
Yes, we are.